What's going on, guys? Welcome to Clutch B-Ball. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. And today I'm reacting to a video. It's called Mitchell Robinson More Than a Dunk. And it's by Knicks Tape Banks. I think he does a great job with his videos. I've seen like one of his videos, but I'm really looking forward to reacting to more videos. If you didn't know, Mitch Robinson didn't go to college, of course. He attended, I believe, Chalmette High School. So I've pronounced that wrong. Of course, he's a member of the New York Knicks. And most likely he's going to hold the record for the highest field goal percentage in NBA history. Freak athlete, his ability to guard outside the perimeter, is very long arms, very athletic. You can literally throw it anywhere around the basket. He catches it and dunks it. It's crazy to watch Mitchell Robinson. I would really like to see him develop a mid-range jumper. I know a lot of Knicks fans are like, he has to develop a three-point shot. Let him develop a mid-range jumper first, but really look forward to watching this video. So no further ado, let's get it, y'all.
Banks. We're back at it again. This time we're talking about Mitchell Robinson and where he is and where he can be. But before we get into that,
more athletic, Clint Capella.
Comment and subscribe. Bless up. Mitchell Robinson is mostly known as a defender, and that makes sense. When you got a guy who's 7 foot tall and can block shots like no one's ever seen, but at the same time can guard that three-point line, of course he's going to be labeled as a defender. He's also labeled as a rim runner, which makes sense. Again, he's a defensive force with his 9'2".
That's music though.
He's crazy athletic and he scored mostly on dunks. As Knicks fans, a lot of us look to Mitchell Robinson as our point of light. This is our hope. But people argue we overhyped Mitch. He's essentially reached his ceiling. He'll be nothing more than Montrezl Harrell. Well,
I'm okay with Montrezl Harrell.
Mitch's high school career. Now, in high school, Mitch shot 137 threes in his senior year of high school.
It's high school. I don't care.
4 threes a game. He only shot them at a 28% clip, but with that kind of volume, and we've heard Mike Miller say he's been working.
That's high school though.
That may really be.
James Wiseman was shooting them from 3 in high school and making them, but he didn't attempt any in college. Barely, at least. High school line's so much shorter.
Who can guard anywhere and can hit threes. We're talking about some kind of player that we only see.
Like DeAndre Ayton coming in. He was known for shooting the ball from beyond the arc. He just made his first three-pointer in this NBA bubble.
At a high level, so they don't believe that this is something that Mitchell Robinson can achieve. I'm here to tell you, even without shooting threes, he made 253 of his 341 field goal attempts this season.
Yeah, it's insane. He's insane around the rim.
That is a beastly 74.2% from the field.
Breaking Will Chamberlain.
Single season best field goal percentage of all time.
Well, it's not broken yet. Someone could still break in the bubble, then it's if no one breaks it in the bubble, then it's official. But I think it will be. He's leading by like 4%.
It's not going to happen. But Mitch has made the impossible possible. In his sophomore season, some people will argue again, well, we only have seen him really dunk in games. And that's okay. They argue he has no skill. Well, Mitch has pretty good touch around the basket. But despite that, even if
he needs to add a hook shot in his arsenal and get stronger. Like post moves.
Is amongst the greatest dunkers of all time in NBA history, at least statistically speaking. In the pick and roll, Mitch averaged
he's a freak athlete, but
points per possession.
It was just freaking his second year.
6 points per possession is a crazy number. I don't think it's something that is.
I think he's getting carried away with the stats, honestly, though.
So, I'm going to put this in perspective for you guys.
You could look in depth into like anyone's stats and say they're a good player.
As a rollman, the closest anybody has gotten to that.
I'm not hating though.
5 seasons with the minimum sample of 30 possessions is DeAndre Jordan in 2016-2017. He had about 1.52 points per possession. That .14 difference is much larger than what some of us may think it to be. Now, we know that DJ had one of the greatest point guards ever in Chris Paul. He had shooters around him. J.J. Redick, again, one of the greatest shooters ever. Mitch has none of that. Mitch doesn't have a great point guard. Mitch doesn't have
So what makes you think he's going to succeed so much?
Mitch and his talent. Mitch was a better role man than prime Amari in this last season. Mitch was a better role man in this last season than prime Dwight Howard. The only player in the last 16 years
He's getting carried away.
as a role man was Tyson Chandler. And that was with Chris Paul in back-to-back seasons where Chris Paul was arguably the MVP of the league.
He just said prime Dwight Howard.
In his prime.
Amari Stoudemire. Did you watch Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire? Mitchell Robinson's so talented in the pick and roll. We have to see him do it way more. We need way more of a sample size. That's disrespectful to Amari Stoudemire and prime Dwight.
In the last 5 years, it generates more points per possession than LeBron slashing to the rim. It generates more points per possession than Curry catching and shooting. It generates even more points per possession than Giannis on a putback. Now, that's not to say that Mitch is of the same caliber of those guys, but nevertheless, he deserves recognition. This season is not an outlier. Including his rookie season as a role man, Mitch averages 1.56 points per possession. That's only on 1 to 2 possessions as a role man per game.
His ability to guard the perimeter, though, is
He's
insane.
only getting 1 to 2 possessions as a role man per game. We have to really evaluate those other, 8 points per game that he gets, the extra 6 points that he gets. He's not getting that off of easy dunks created from players around him. Mitch has spent pretty much almost all his other possessions at the dunker spot, watching the other Knicks fumble and bumble on the court. And if we look at Mitch and his ambitions, we know Mitch has a great motivator behind him, his grandmother. Mitch was quoted back before his rookie season. She lives in Pensacola, Florida, and she was the one that raised me. I want to be able to move her away from there and have her come stay with me wherever I end up. That's what I think about every time I step on the court, and it keeps me grinding.
Well, good video. I wonder if that baby picture of him is I wonder if that's actually him from when he was little. Respect to him as a Knicks fan. I think he is getting carried away. I think Mitch Robinson's a freak. If we're being real, on just offense side of the basketball, when it comes off of abilities besides just setting picks to little things, he is just a dunker. When it comes to offense side of the basketball, I hate to say that, but he doesn't have a mid-range shot in his arsenal. He doesn't have a three-point shot in his arsenal. Doesn't have an insanely good handle. I don't care about workout videos. Has he done it in games? Has he shot threes in games? If we're being real, right now you can say he's just a dunker. If you take away, I know you guys would be you can't take away if I'm just talking about what equals points at the end of the day, and his dunks equal points. His the pick and rolls, the screens he set are really good, but they don't equal the points on the basketball court, even though they're very important. But if we're just not deep, digging that deep into it, he is just a dunker as of right now. He can get better from mid-range or develop a mid-range jumper, but I do think this guy was really overhyping Mitch. Let me know down below your thoughts, and as always, guys, have a humble day or night.